Yesterday I spoke to you about Bitcoin breaking out on the wrong side of my triangle or my pennant that I had drawn, and I honestly didn't know which way it was going to go. So I just decided I would just wait and see what develops. As a result, it carried on trading pretty flat yesterday for the rest of the day. And then I woke up this morning to find what you see on the screen at the moment, this spike. It nearly hit, within the space of 2 hours, it came extremely close to $6,900. Now, the Bitcoin has been doing strange things like this for a while now. We know that. But there's something I want to speak to you about regarding this chart and regarding somebody I follow on Twitter who's a fairly well-known chartist and analyst, both stock and crypto analyst, and he sells a monthly report. I follow him on Twitter, and I couldn't sleep last night, so in the early hours of this morning I was scrolling through Twitter and I found a tweet of his that he had made a few minutes earlier. But before I get to that, I want to discuss what you see on the chart right now and my analysis of what you see. As you can see by the volume, the volume was extremely low until that spike in price. With that spike in price coincided a massive spike in volume. Now, for that to have happened in a 1 hour period, now that I could break it down into maybe a 15-minute chart, and the price rise would not necessarily be over an hour or 2 hours. It might have happened in a short space of time, but that candle is, as you see it there, is 1 hour. But let's just say 1 hour. I have seen another tweet on Twitter this morning that says that Bitcoin did that in 28 minutes. So, but for the sake of the chart, we're looking at 1 hour candles now. So in the space of 1 hour, Bitcoin went from let's just say $6,463 up until it peaked there at $6,846. Now, on that massive spike in volume, if that happens in such a short space of time, to me, it only means that it could only be one person, one entity, one institutional investor, whatever, one group that have decided to buy, and by so doing they chased up the price in such a short space of time. Now, if you look at what happened straight after that rise in price, well, you can see it actually carried on after the hour, so it must have happened late in the hour and carried on with the next candle, because the next candle peaked at just, I would say, around $6,890. So it came very, very close to $6,900. But as you can see, in the next hour, the candle ended in the red. Now that to me just indicates that there's no support to back that rise in price. It was a sudden pricing rise made by one person or one entity that bought and chased the price up and then stopped buying. What in my analysis of that red candle is people who have had Bitcoin for a while and maybe bought in a little bit lower than 6,500 or 6,400 odd where it started the rise last night, for me anyway. People who've had Bitcoin already opened their eyes this morning, or my time, or maybe in the States, that they were watching the charts and they saw this massive spike in rise, or rather rise in price, and decided, well, here's our chance. Let's grab these profits while we can. And then you had a bit of a sell-off. Now the sell-off only lasted for, well, it lasted for an hour, and then you had a very small green candle, and then a little bit more of a sell-off. Obviously more people seeing that the price is high and deciding to take a little bit of profits. But there's also no momentum or no volume to back those sales. So it's a very small amount of people that bought, and what looks like a very small amount of people that actually sold. What does this tell me? Well, it tells me that I think where it is roughly now at $6,692, I think it's going to hold that price, give or take a few dollars. It's going to more or less hold that price because it hasn't dropped any further, and the volume is relatively low. Could it drop further? Yes, of course it could. My prediction though is the price is going to trade probably a little bit flat, maybe even a little bit up from here, and then it might even do another one of these things. And once it's done one or two more of these things, I think people are going to start getting excited, and you might see bigger rises in just a short time. That's my take on what has happened with Bitcoin here. I don't think it's a general market sentiment that is got extremely bullish all of a sudden and people are going to start buying now, but it definitely helps. But I think because it happened in such a short space of time, it's call it market manipulation if you like. I just think it's one investor, one institution, whatever that is, just decided to buy and chase the price up. And obviously, with the price rising, you're going to get people that take some profits. And as you can see, the volume of the profit takers was not too high. So the volume of the buys during that period of the price rise far exceeds. It's probably at least double the amount of people that, or the amount of Bitcoin that was sold off taking profits after the rising price. So that is a bit of positive news as far as I'm concerned. I'm hoping we can stick above my top of the triangle now, seeing that we have broken through the triangle. It didn't even come back into the triangle, it just blew straight through it. $6,650. If we can stay above that, I think there's a good chance. As you can see, did break my resistance level at, what is that, about $6,870 or $872, somewhere around there. It did just manage to break through there. I think we could actually see it go through there maybe later today, but not quite immediately. I think we need to wait for the charts to, or the indicators to turn a bit. The MACD is looking pretty positive. It's running flat at the moment in the positive territory, maybe slightly overbought. But the stochastics RSI is on its way down, but it's not showing signs of dropping like a stone. We are still just on or above 50, which is bullish territory, but it might just turn up again. If that turns up again, I think we might see another little spike or a staggered rise in the price anyway. That's my take on things. We'll have to see where this develops, but I'm glad this happened. It does show that there are people out there, possibly people who know more than most, who have decided to get in now, and even at the risk of chasing the price up, the Bitcoin they bought must be considered a good price for them. Otherwise they wouldn't have bought it. They would have carried on buying in smaller increments at lower prices. It was worth it to them to chase this price up and still buy at that price of nearly $6,900. So that is definitely a positive as far as I'm concerned. That's it for me today. You might get another video from me later on. Nothing has happened on the Arbitrade and Cryptobontics Dignity token side, or the gift airdrop for those that are still waiting. I haven't heard anything, but I will let you know as soon as I have any news on that. Catch you in the next one.